Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of STEMmy Conversations podcast, where we talk about all things STEM and ICT. I am your host, Kenita Roberts, and alongside me, I have Mr. Bradley Downer. And today we'd like to welcome Miss Shanae Heber to STEMmy Conversations. Ms. Shanae is a born and grown Bartician who has recently completed her bachelor's degree in petroleum engineering at the University of Guyana. She is also the holder of an associate's degree in the said field. She was one of the first batch of Guyanese to pursue that program. Ms. Heber is a field engineer at SLB, using her skills and expertise to support Guyana's oil and gas operations. Shani's passion for women's equity and equality has seen her becoming a member of an all-girls organization called Girl Build Girl Foundation. And she has served as a junior president from 2020 to 2021. The foundation sets out to empower women and girls to be their best selves and has significantly added to her personal development and growth. She also has the opportunity of being a member of the first cohort of Girls Assemble, a program inspired by Pink Parliament, which intends to increase the capacity of women in Parliament, as she also has a keen interest in politics and specific focus on natural resources, particularly oil and gas. With her firm awareness of her social responsibility, Shanice has joined the Rotary Club of Georgetown in an effort to personally develop herself and her community. She also was crowned Miss Bartica Regatta 2023. Congratulations. And continues to inspire young women throughout the lengths and breadths of Guyana with her ardent personality and grit. When she is not working or studying, she loves to take part in activities that will only add to her career development and growth, such as attending events that will increase her knowledge and awareness of different areas of life. She is an avid nature explorer, fond of meeting new people, gaining knowledge, and partaking in women empowerment activities. Welcome, Ms. Shanae Heber, to STEMmy Conversations.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I am doing quite fine. How are you?
I am doing fine too. So,
also, it's Shanae. Shanae, yes.
Sorry. Thank you for correcting me. I should have checked that before, but thank you, Shanae. I am sorry for butchering your name.
It's okay.
Okay, so yes, the first question that I have for you is what does a day in the life of your career looks like?
Okay, so I am a field engineer, like you would have mentioned, and my role is specific to offshore operations. And so I would usually be offshore, and that would look, for me, that looks like a 12-day rotation. So I'm usually on 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And during that period, we'd work on taking measurements. It's a very meticulous job, so I don't have too many details to share, but we're usually just monitoring our tools as they go downhole, collecting important data for our clients to determine if the oil and gas reservoirs are feasible or would be doable to produce. After that, I would usually just have dinner, go to the gym if I can. If I'm not too tired, I would do that. And then I would head to bed because sleep is important. And when you're offshore, sleep is priority and you need to. So And then the time runs out very fast. Like you have little to no rest when you're offshore. But when I am onshore, though, there's not much for me to do onshore because, like I said, most of my operations are offshore. But if I'm onshore, I would usually visit the office from time to time. I'd be there for about 3 to 4 hours per day, and then I'd come back home. I would go to the gym sometimes. I would do other stuff, like if I have to plan some event or so forth. Like I'm in the process of planning a project for my reign of Miss Bartica Regatta right now, so I'm focusing on that. So all of that are part of my day, and just spending time with my family, looking at series, reading books. That's what I would usually do from day to day. It's very repetitive some days. Most days I just sleep because like I mentioned before, sleep is important. So that's it for me.
I like how you added to your day, those, personal stuff that you want to get done because I find that when we ask persons this question, they mostly stick to like their career specifically and they don't add in all these extra stuff that you should be doing to keep your mental health in check, like going to gym, spend time with family, all the extracurriculars. So thank you for adding that perspective to the
Thank
conversation.
you.
My next question to you is how is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and even ICT involved in your career?
Okay, so my career is a field engineer, and that's engineering. So that would be the E from STEM. Um, and well, mathematics, honestly, it's a little bit of everything to do that has to do with STEM. So first, but mostly it's engineering. So that's the mathematical, that would be mathematical stuff, machinery, dealing with different type of equipment, and so forth. But majority of it has to do with, well, my role actually has to do with, like I mentioned, tools and downhole operations. So it is a very rigorous career because, and then two, it's male dominated as well because that's the societal norm today, that this career is male dominated, and so only male can function in this industry. And that's why I've taken it upon myself to become part of a career that is not necessarily governed by men only, but to have a place at the table, and to just make it known that women can be functioning in these industry too. And that's why I like the fact that STEM is not only for men, and caters to young girls and females who want to do things other than just the norm that we're so accustomed to. So engineering is a role that deals with a little bit of science, technology, of course. My job is very technological, and the company as well. So everything that we do is technology based, engineering and mathematics. So I would say a little bit of everything from STEM. Does that
Okay,
answer?
thank you for that. Yeah, it does. It does. Thank you for that. Well, the follow-up question to that is what academic pursuits did you have to do to get to where you are today?
Okay, so the only thing that I've done to become an engineer was to have to study petroleum engineering. And I did that at the University of Guyana, and it's a bachelor's degree. There's also you can choose to stop at the associate's level, but that would mean that you would just get a technician role in the industry. But if you want more, like me, if you want to become an engineer, you have to do an engineering, you have to do a bachelor, sorry. So that could mean chemical engineering, that could mean geological engineering, that could mean some people even have the science. It's a particular science degree. I can't recall right now, but for me, it was petroleum engineering, and it was a bachelor's in in petroleum engineering, Bachelor of Science in petroleum engineering. That's the first criteria that you need to fulfill in order to become an engineer at SLB. That is, I'm not for the other companies. It would be the same as well, a bachelor's degree. Sorry, yeah.
So did they give you any on-the-job training or so?
No. Sorry. Wait. Let me restart. No. So I've had no prior experience joining the company, but once you're hired, um, I would have mentioned that the job is very meticulous, and it is a rigorous industry, so you have to be very detailed. There are no room for errors. There's zero tolerance policies when it comes to certain things, and so you need to be properly trained. But once you join the company, they will send you for training. I've recently completed my first school, um, and it was basically to learn about the operations on the measurement side of things. So they do have on-the-job training. I think my response just now was a bit, but yes, they do have on-the-job training. As soon as you join the company, there's like a period that so what we call it is um, career progression. So as you join, you have a few months before you can move from one level to the next, and you must follow all the steps in order to move from grade 8 to grade 9. That's for us at SLB. So once you join, you have to go through a certain level of training to get from one level to the next. So I've recently completed my first school, and I have more in the future to be able to continue climbing the ladder, because they do cater for career mobility. And so that's what we have to do in order to get from, let's say, field engineer trainee to a manager or an operator in the field or something of that sort. So yes, training is definitely an essential part of my job.
Okay, good. Nice to know that they provide that extra training. Bradley, handing it over to you.
So my question would be, what are some challenges you would have faced while teaching studies?
This is during my degree. My That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that could work. That one, yeah.
Um, so being one of the first students to haven't done that degree, it was quite a challenge, because you know how you can do a degree and then there were your predecessors where you can get information from, you can get insights into the program to basically prepare you for what may come. Well, we didn't have that because we were the first set. So we were called the guinea pigs. So everything was tested on us. So we've had to go through the motion by ourselves. We'd have to learn everything from scratch. There were many sleepless nights, honestly, but I can tell you now for sure that that definitely paid off, because it's one of the most lucrative um careers that I've taken up. And so the sleepless nights, the many days of being on at UG, just trying to get your work done. We would have had to travel to Trinidad at some point to get more experience. Because like I mentioned, it's very detailed and you need to be on spot with everything that you do. So there were many times that we didn't know how something operates or how something works. And our lecturers are Trinidadians. So it's not like they were physical and we could have gone to them at every single time that we've had an issue or so forth. But mind you, they were very approachable. You could have reached out to them at any point in time and they would have helped and assisted in whatever way they could have. But when it came to things like our final project, because we were not because we didn't have any insight into what the program will be like, we've had to kind of just find our way through certain things, and that was the most challenging part. But we were still able to overcome all of those adversities to become the first set of people to have that degree, and so that in itself is an achievement. So, yeah.
All right, that is, I would say, inspiring. That even though the challenges were there, you still persevered. My next question would be, what is your career journey like?
Honestly, it's beautiful. In one word, it's just beautiful. Um, I would have never seen myself at this point. If you asked me 5 years ago, where did I see myself now? I would have never even believed that this is the point that I would have been at. First and foremost, I must say that SLB is really making it easy for me to navigate through my career. It's a beautiful company. The opportunities are amazing. And like I mentioned earlier, they look at upward mobility in terms of career. And that's one of the things that I look for in every company that I want to work with. And that's one of the things that they provide for us rather. So my career has just started, but the opportunities that I was able to have for the short period of time, it just shows me what else the industry has to offer, and I'm so excited for where it will take me. Within just a few months, I've been to a few countries just to be able to have that experience and knowledge in terms of learning the operations of the company and what is expected of me. Um, in terms of learning the operations on the offshore side of things. I've always imagined myself being offshore ever since I started to pursue the degree. And within a few months of joining the company, within a few weeks, I was able to go offshore and see what it's like out there. And all of those things just gives me the adrenaline to continue pushing forward, to continue moving on, to just grow in this field, because it's not easy being a female in this industry. And in this day and age, where we're moving away from the norm, it is even more beautiful to be a part of the history in this company. So they provide us with the opportunities that we need, the skills, the knowledge, everything they train us for. So it's very, very fulfilling at this point, and I cannot wait to see where else it will take me.
That's nice to hear. My next question will be, what are your reasons for choosing this career?
This is a story that is so funny, but I mean, it's so there's a backstory, and I've always talked about this ever since I know myself. I've been speaking about this story. So I never wanted to become an engineer. It was never on my list of careers that I wanted to pursue. I first wanted to become an air hostess. This was a few years ago. Um, but then after starting high school and realizing that there were only streams like science and business, and back then you didn't have many career advice. Where I'm from, Bartica, there's not many advice that you get from elders and so forth in terms of career, what path you should take up. So I joined the science stream only because my friends were in science. And, I didn't want my friends to go to something and I'm left behind. But I feel like since at that point, I wanted to do something with business, but I was scared to be in the stream by myself, in the business stream by myself, while all of my friends were in the science stream. And they wanted to become doctors. So I was like, hey, why not study to become a doctor as well? Um, so I joined the science stream, and then I transferred to Georgetown, and I've remained in the science stream ever since. But when I graduated in 2019, I was the best chemistry student because it was something I had liked, chemistry. So, but I didn't know what to do at that point. It was either sixth form or university, but I wasn't sure what career path I should have taken. And then I decided, you know what, I should maybe do chemical engineering. So I had applied to sixth form, Bishop's High, and University of Guyana as well. But while I was checking on the University of Guyana's page, I realized that there wasn't any chemical engineering. Um, so at that point, I was stuck again. I had met another roadblock in terms of figuring out what I wanted to do. So I continued scrolling, and then I saw petroleum engineering, and I'm like, this is new. This is something new for Guyana. And why not just take the opportunity to learn something new? Maybe let's see where it takes me. So I put petroleum engineering as my first option, and then I put biology as my second option. And surprisingly, I got accepted into the petroleum engineering program. And after then, it was history. It was history after then. So that's it, to be very honest.
The good thing is that I want to say I'm gonna call it a spontaneous decision turned into,
Yes,
one of the best
was
opportunities
yes,
ever.
yes.
So
I
that's a
was
big, big win.
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so I have a question.
Mhm.
What does success look like for you? And you're very young in your career, so where do you want to reach?
So I know many persons would think of success as being having a nice house, having a nice car, but success is more than that for me. Success for me is fulfilling my purpose, the reason I was placed on this earth. And I think that that has to do with women's equity and equality. And so, as long as I'm on this earth, I will continue to advocate for that. And being successful in that field would mean so much to me because I am a woman and I'm now navigating life at a young age in industries that were only deemed predominantly male. So, for me, success is about fulfilling my purpose, being healthy, and being able to live a comfortable and productive life. That includes me being the best version of myself and fulfilling all of the purposes that I was sent here for. And of course, along the process, that would mean traveling as much as I can, living the luxurious lifestyle, all of that, yes. But for me, it's more about fulfilling the purpose that I was placed on the earth for.
I think we're resonating. I'm feeling the good vibes. But yeah, I love that answer. And it's definitely um very different from, our other interviewers. I think it's because you're more on the, I want to say, younger side, like my age kind of vibe. So it's like, you know, it kind of it's closer to what
Yes.
I feel like success looks like for me.
Mhm.
So yes. Let me see. What the next question? What advice would you give young adults like yourselves who wish to pursue the same career path?
Just do it. Just do it. If honestly, it is important to first determine what it is you want to do in life before you can make wise decisions. But for me, it was a spontaneous one, like you would have mentioned, and that's okay to do sometimes. It's okay to take risks. It's okay to put yourself in position and spaces that you fear or that you think that you would not more or less be successful in. But my advice would be to just envision yourself doing things that you never thought you would have. It's so important to have a broad to expand your horizon and have a broad outlook or view on life, and not just stick to one thing, the one thing that you're so accustomed to or the norm that society has set for you. It is okay to go out there, to do more, to be more. It is very okay. And so my advice would be to just take up space, just go out there, position yourself. Position is very important. Um, and do engineering. It's the best. And apart from it being very lucrative, the opportunities that you get with engineering, and especially since this is a new industry for us, there are a lot of opportunities, especially for us Guyanese. And so it is important to place yourself where there will be growth and development. And this is one of the industries to do so. And it's not just about engineering, it's about all of the other careers that you can get within this industry. There's chemical engineering, there's geology, there's biology. There's going to be a need for a lot of STEM related careers. And so it is important from now. It's better you get in now than you wait until later. Now is the time to do so. And I would have gotten the perfect time. There's no other time that could have been perfect than now. And so I urge you to, whatever it is that you're doing, ensure that you can do it within various industries. And even if you move away from Guyana, ensure that it's something that you can pursue away from Guyana. So I am an engineer. I can go to another country and still pursue engineer, because oil and gas is everywhere in the world, and it's something that it's very mobile. You can do it wherever you go. So just be determined. Regardless, there are going to be obstacles coming your way, but good things does not come easy. So yes, just do it. Just do it, according to Nike.
Yes, according to Nike. Thank you so much for that advice. Bradley, do you have any questions on your end?
No questions, just a statement. Um, that advice, I like the advice, to be honest. I think it's even resonated with me doing my degree now. And like you were saying earlier, you hadn't advised us related to certain things. This
Mm-hmm.
is one of the reasons why we started the podcast, because they were a plethora of career. They are a plethora of careers out there in terms of STEM and ICT. However,
Mm-hmm.
it's sometimes young people aren't aware of these careers. That's why we try to interview people in this field so that they can get a first an understanding of how this happens or what this career entails. So
Yes.
thank you
And
for sharing, Shanae.
you're welcome. I really love what you guys are doing. This is amazing, and this is a step toward greatness because we need this. So I must commend the both of you for having started this podcast, because it's important. It's important for the generation to come. It's important that we advise them on what they can possibly do and what they can be, because like I mentioned earlier, I didn't have any advice, as to which path I should take. And so this is really a good initiative, and I hope that you guys continue to grow and continue to do the amazing things that you've been doing. Thank you for having me, and thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, that's so sweet. But thank you very, very much. I particularly enjoy doing it because I get to listen from persons from different careers. Like, for example, the last one that we did, like how she spoke so passionately about her career, almost convinced to start pursuing that at the end of it. And it's crazy. When you mentioned that is when I realized that, look, the last interview I felt like I want to go and do that next. But it's definitely out of my field because I'm in environmental, and what
Oh.
she's in is the more like the medical field. And
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be a doctor when I was younger, but it I quickly changed when a certain event happened in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't regret where I am right now, but I still feel like I'm still feeling my way. But of course, that's normal because it's young.
Yeah,
You
it
got a
is
lot
the
of time to just
oh,
figure
yeah.
it out.
But then
But
again,
yeah,
don't
I
waste
have the
much
same
time.
mentality of just doing it if you
Yes,
like it.
but
So,
I think environmental science is what I know that
mhm,
this girl, who's also a field specialist, she's a field specialist at SLB, and I think that
mhm,
is environmental science that she did. So that's why I said it's not just about engineering, and you can have
mhm,
uh where that you can have a position with at SLB. There are many opportunities. So once it's STEM related and once it's a position that they have available, for sure you can do it. And I love the fact that
mhm.
you said, you're still feeling your way. That's pretty okay. That's normal, even for us, because we're still young and there's still a whole
Mhm.
lot ahead of us. But it's important to not waste too many time in trying to figure out what
Yeah,
to do. So
that's
I wish
true.
you
That's
all the
true.
best. I hope that whatever it is that you're
Thank
passionate
you.
about, do, like you said, just do it. So
Just do it. Well, thank you, Shanae Heber, for being a part of STEMI Conversations. Thank you for sharing your wisdom to our audience, and I hope that they take it into consideration when choosing the career that they want to pursue. I want to encourage our audience to be sure to follow STEMI Conversations on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're also on Anchor. We're on a lot of platforms. So do follow us on STEMI Conversations. And thank you once again for being a part of this session.
thank you for having me.
Ah.